Hello, Brian Holte here with Rockwell Automation, and really excited to introduce you to Kathy Myers, President of SSOE, who was our keynote speaker at our New Capacity Summit. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
And Kathy, I wanted to just take a moment to double click into some of the things we talked about. One of the things that really piqued my interest was when you talked about how you take the process and tying to the process this idea of the conditions of success, and what that really means and how you bring all these stakeholders together towards a mutual goal.
So when we're thinking about what a project is wanting to accomplish, we're wanting to look at that from the point of view of all of the stakeholders. And a lot of it starts with the endpoint client, but also the rest of the stakeholders need to have a part as well in understanding that value and being able to get something out of the project as well. So we call them conditions of satisfaction, and the team goes and develops those together. And they really are setting the stage for building a culture of trust among the team, really trying to make sure that they're looking at what the overall endpoint of the project is, not what individual milestone pieces might be for each of the groups, but then working together as a combined ecosystem in order to really be able to determine what's of value to the project. And once you have the conditions of satisfaction in place, you can look at the various changes that might occur and see if those changes continue to provide value in light of the conditions of satisfaction. If they do, then you might proceed. If they don't, then maybe it's a change that's not the best for the project. And so they really help to set your path and your guidelines and your touchstones for all the way through the project.
And so now you've got the team assembled around a common set of objectives and goals with the end in mind. How do you pull it all together in practical ways? I heard you talk about this idea of a big room. Can you kind of walk us through what that looks like?
Originally, the big room was a place where all of the members of the ecosystem, all the stakeholders would work together. And so you had the opportunity to have small group sessions just at somebody's desk to be able to get a question answered. What we've been able to do now is to really set up a similar type environment through the use of our virtual tools. So we'll have groups that have a Teams chat channel, and then we'll have a Teams meeting chat that will also go on, and you have the right people involved in those discussions at the right time, so they're able to actually resolve a question immediately. They don't have to wait for a regular weekly meeting. At the same time, you have ongoing weekly meetings of the leadership of the team, and that gives you the opportunity to make sure that everybody is staying aligned with the progress, removing any constraints that are there. But the real work of the team is happening through those small virtual rooms that are really like a characteristic of a big room.
And a lot less big-sized Post-it notes everywhere around the conference room.
Correct. That's really the other part of it, is that we are also making use of the tools within Autodesk, the Autodesk Construction Cloud, to be able to keep documents in one place, so that the same way as you could go to a schedule posted on a wall, you now can all go to a schedule that's posted in this document section of ACC. And each member of the team has the opportunity to go there. The most current version is there, and everyone has the same access as they would, again, if they were all sitting together in a similar place.
That's great. So one team, one set of common goals, one environment to stay up to date at all times. That sounds fantastic. Talk about this idea of this one model concept, really taking the BIM modeling of the past and then integrating it even with some of the things that we can do from a virtual digital twin concept.
Sure.
And how that's coming together to reduce schedule.
Sure. We've found in a number of our industrial facilities that there's areas where there's repetition of pieces and elements. And when you have those elements like that, you may have an opportunity to get ahead of everything with some offsite manufacturing. But that takes the shifting of the endpoint of design. That's what we've been able to do. We've actually been working with the fabricator to create the fabrication details into the one model. So our design model now includes the fabrication information as well. The fabricator can then take that, go and cut the parts that they need, do the offsite manufacturing, and bring that to the site already assembled, so it can just be lifted up into place. So we started doing this about 5 years ago. Took a lot of school of hard knocks to really get it to where people are finding it to be very worthwhile, and to have worked out with all of the stakeholders, all of the different challenges, in order to make sure that everything is as accurate as it needs to be, and that one model allows that. And we see an opportunity there too, as we're blending that line between design and construction to think about the line now between construction and operation. So as we digitize these models and include more of the process equipment, the manufacturing equipment, you also have the opportunity now to think about how you merge construction and operation and really get to where we have all of the data in one place. It moves from design to construction to operation, and everything is in one area, so you really have that opportunity for a good digital twin or whatever types of digital data you want to capture for the facility.
Talk about how you see managing risk along the way, because there's a lot of things that can happen, scope creep and everything else along the journey. How does your model of teaming help address that?
I think it comes from the fact that we really are working to develop a culture of trust. If you're able to develop that team of all of your stakeholders into an ecosystem that is based on trust and honesty and respect, you will be able to work through risk elements and changes together. And I think that's really what the difference is. It doesn't become a culture of blame. So building that culture of trust is really what helps to manage that risk.
Kathy, excellent discussion today. So much appreciate you being part of our partnership group and as an EPC partner and a key element of our way to help really partner with our customers, because it is more than just a technology play or a automation play or a construction play. It's really pulling that whole thing together is so critical, and we thank you for your partnership.
Oh, thanks so much. It was great to be here today.